integration of Dust2 Vince. I'm gonna miss the wall banging through mid, you know, just pissing off the CT side when they're trying to cross on over to the B side. But right now, extra salt. I'm not sure who won the knife round, but they will be starting the CT side. A lot of aggression earlier towards short. I like that. They're going to be using the T's Xbox smoke to try and peer down mid. And GODSENT are being very slow, but they are expecting some aggression out from the CTs. But they're not going to find any of it. But because of the way they are holding these angles, they don't really have much information, and it's all a ruse, Vince. They're going to draw to rotations. All 5 CTs are going to be making their way towards the B side, but the play is going to be coming in from short, and they're falling for this hook, line, and sinker.
Oh, they've bit down on this hard. But can GODSENT actually turn this into a favor that gets out of control? Extra salt, making sure they're at least keeping them honest, but they run into the iron sights again of Dumao, who will not miss. Phelps chips in additionally. GODSENT post-plant just needs to deal with Sonic, but the way he played that last map, you cannot count him out. Finally, though, Dumao gets his 3rd of the round, and GODSENT claim first blood in our 5th map.
That was a perfect read. That was a perfect anti-strat from GODSENT. They knew exactly what Extra Salt were going to be up to. They used the Xbox smoke. They knew the push was going to be coming out from short. They waited on top of mid. Then they went for this double smoke play towards B, forcing out the rotation. Went on in, of course, helped out by the fact that Dumao was able to get a couple of kills. But even if he didn't get a couple of those initial kills, that is played to perfection. GODSENT have come to this map ready, Vince. And if I'm Extra Salt, I need to be very, very wary of how this map is going to be playing out.
I gotta love it as well, man, because I had some concerns the way that last map ended. Putting so much energy after a marathon of Counter-Strike. Would they be able to muster up the strength to carry on? Of course they could. They're consummate professionals. And now Dumao takes off the head of Sonic. Taco through middle. Again on the sniper duties. Doing a really solid job. I've got to echo some of what Vu was saying. You know, he's typically not going to be one of those players that you look at to be a star upper. It doesn't necessarily have to be. As long as he's doing a solid job, that should be good enough for this roster to thrive from.
Absolutely. Just do your job. You don't necessarily have to be the guy dropping 30 bombs. As long as you're holding the angle, getting the 1 kill you need to find. And I think he did a pretty commendable job, all things considered, on Inferno with the AWP, despite it being in the losing effort. Bang. Finds 1. Second kill won't go his way. Lato with a quick trade. 2 versus 4. They're not going to be running. They're not going to be giving any sound cues for the player towards elevator to try and maybe line up a shot, try and use his sound sense to get a kill. They're being very paranoid, worried about a fact that could be a potential CT hiding inside of the Gandalf. But with the bomb planted, double scout retaking a 2v4, that is very unlikely. And that's the right call from JT and OC to just peel away, hold onto the scouts, and try and deal a little bit more damage into round number 3, which is a good call, right? These scouts, if you can get a couple of tags, even if your teammates have just USPs to work with, you get a tag, the USPs can finish off the job. So they can still be quite lethal. For GODSENT, they have those rifles, they lose just Phelps in the process, and that's going to be a very good start for the Brazilian side.
Yeah, sure. I mean, we saw that on Inferno. The number of times the CT side, you know, they go for force, wouldn't quite get it done, could save multiple weapons, and then come back and just gradually whittle away and eliminate some of their targets. And it does have a recurring sort of impact. It has a reverberating effect on the economy if you can consistently put that damage down range. Now, when you only have 2 players with Scout, yes, Dust2 definitely lends itself to Scout play. But if we still have Sonic and Marquis down on USPs, I'm not so sure it's really going to get that much done. I have to wait and see if they maybe add a few more weapons to that arsenal, but they don't decide to go for it. So we got a couple USP P2000s in play. They really need one of these scouts to have impact. Now, I'm not too sure about that, peeking through T-Spawn multiple times. Yeah. You got to tread very lightly when you're up against scouts. This is actually a way that you can play into Extra Salt's prowess. Bartin, though, close range, really one of the powerhouse players for GODSENT on that Inferno performance. And that's why, yes, they're against an ecoed up team by and large, but that crosshair placement could not have been sweeter.
The 3rd kill especially, so nice from Barton. Yeah, I agree. I'm not too sure what Taco was thinking there. I've seen people hit some crazy shots with a scout from mid. It's just the mobility provided by the scout. I know you run at the same speed as you do with a knife, but when you're scoped in as well, you kind of have the illusion that you're just running at the fastest you can in this map. So especially when taking those duels from mid double doors, even against an AK-47, even against an AWP, you can feel a little confident in going for those kills. But this has been some very good early rounds from GODSENT, Vince. That pistol round was a masterclass, and the following anti-eco rounds against the scouts and these upgraded pistols, losing just 2 players in the last 2 rounds, that's going to do wonders for the economy of GODSENT. And they have the AWP out in the hands of Taco. We saw it with him on that CT side of Inferno. T side of Dust2, though, Vince, it's a whole different ballgame because you're going to be going up against OC and Sonic on a map which is legendary for huge plays, huge individual plays to come out from dedicated offers.
And maybe not at the top of that list, but Sonic has made his presence felt. The impact goes in for more. Doesn't want to overextend too much. If he falls down, it does not quite mitigate the amount of damage that he did early on, but it certainly puts a wrench in the works. I think they may have a good idea, so he's still behind that box, or perhaps not, because Taco's about to walk straight in, and he goes down, and that's the bomb as well. Sonic's impact is so vast as he vaporizes the attack, and the bomb is under control, and they know roughly where Lato is.
Sonic, he was incredible on Inferno. Not to forget the OC also dropping 30 kills. Both of them dropped 30 kills on that map. And if he can continue this form, Fangs even picked up an op of his own, Vince. I really doubt they're going to stick with the triple op setup, but the time being, there is indeed 3 AWPs in play here for the CT side. Lato upgrading the Galil for the M4A4. With 30 seconds on the clock, it looks like he's just going to be holding on to his gun. And it's fine. He's got $6,100 in the bank. Can easily drop a weapon towards Taco. Demao can buy for himself, so can Barton, and Phelps as well should be able to purchase. So despite losing the round, because of how clean those anti-eco rounds were, they will be able to afford themselves a very comfortable buy. And there we go. After Fan doesn't find anyone, he's going to be swapping out the op. I thought I'd swap it out for a rifle. There we go. AK picked up. That is a very, very solid round from Extra Salt in their first buy. The double op play will double op setup will still remain in play, and this was so sneaky from Sonic. And the fact that he just sticks around, right? He knew if he ran in through the doors, he would be spotted out, so he just sticks around there. Taco had no idea where he was. Huge 3K. The buy is going to be coming in once more for the side of GODSENT, and Taco still with the AWP.
Ooh, was a hell of a shot. Unconfirmed, but probably has a good idea that he may have landed that. Marquee drops to 30. Very nice shot from Taco. That's the kind of stuff that we're looking for. Just solid stuff. When Sonic, who kicked off the last round for Extra Salt, is on the receiving end of a smoke bang by Dumao, and they're looking to pick up the pace. They want to make the most of this momentary weakness on the B side and just rush straight down. Marquee gets sprung out, cartwheel to his demise, and with those deaths, well, this round has already been punched in. Hard to see how Extra Salt can really feasibly get anything done. OC was completely bypassed.
The Blitzkrieg on the B side, Vince, just completely pinstering them. That's a nice switch up. That's a great switch up from GODSENT. It's been kind of like slower rounds so far, and they get punished for it in the previous in round number 4. And they're like, all right, just put the pedal to the metal, switch things up a little bit, and Extra Salt. Whatever good work was done by Sonic in the previous round, it's come for naught here. It's going to be 4 rounds for GODSENT, keeping all 5 players alive as well. That is huge. Considering the money they still have in the bank, they're afforded the option of going for the hunt, but Phelps deciding it's not really worth it. I'm just going to stick on around. So yes, the AWP and the AK-47 will be taken into round number 6. However, GODSENT, they bite back. Now looking at the money, Fan can buy, OC can drop for his teammate, so can JT. So a buy will still be coming out for the side of Extra Salt, but are they going to be ready? It really feels like the rounds that GODSENT have won so far, they seem to be a couple of steps ahead from from a tactical standpoint. They just seem to have the better read and a better understanding of what Extra Salt are up to, apart from that one round where Sonic just went for some ridiculous plays. And Taco playing a very dangerous game, Vince. The boost coming in, but OC, oh, if that player didn't cross on over and Taco just dry peeked, he was dead to rights.
I would love to see OC's reaction speed. I have a feeling his reaction speed is absolutely outrageous. The flick that he just attempted there,
Yeah.
like that is milliseconds reaction speed. Demao in the meanwhile, though, through the smoke for the second consecutive round, gets the opening pick. Last time it was Sonic, this time it's Marquis. Both fall to him. And with that opening pick, it puts a lot more pressure over on that B side. Keep in mind, they went for that wraparound last round, but they managed to just thwart and repel Phelps in middle. That's going to help their endeavors on this defense a whole lot more. Now, Long has basically been vacated, as GODSENT are about to find out, moving in with Dumao watching from middle. So they're going to get a lot of real estate through alongside. Meanwhile, though, they need to be pincering in towards the car. JT's lost his head. Bang! Flashes out for the peak. No one's home.
Oh, Dumao, he's just dismantling this rotation, Vince. I know Fang, he got that one kill early on, but he has so much to do in a 2 versus 4. Again, they have to decide if it's really worth going for this retake. And no, the answer is going to be absolutely no. And Dumao spotted them out, Vince. He spotted out Fang crossing back towards the B side. And he is on the hunt. And if you look at the money, if they take away this gun, oh, it's going to really sting. And OC has just been neutralized. Not that he's missing shots or anything. He's not being given the opportunity to even find anyone. It's 0-2.
Yeah.
But 6 rounds played, and they've just done such a good job of just avoiding him.
But here's the thing as well, Blair. Just to echo and really, you know, prove what you're saying. Before that shot, he had 0 ADR. He hadn't even landed damage in the first 6 rounds before that shot, and it's an exit frag shot. So you still count it, but it has very little impact in the grand scheme of things. That goes to show how well GODSENT have neutralized one of the biggest threats in this entire tournament. Not just Extra Assault, anybody. They've done such a good job.
That's just unreasonable on Marky. Oh, Dumao. Dumao's kind of been like the silent assassin for this team, right? Like you have Phelps with a crazy ADR, you have Lato with that vertigo game, Barton as well, but then Dumao just like this sneaky guy just getting kills. If you only count his headshots, Barton was still 2nd on his team last map. Wow. That's a crazy stat, Vince.
That's got to be, what, 60-70% headshot ratio? Something like that?
Maybe even more. That's nothing but headshots. Just nutty.
That's nutty. That shot that really, like, kind of visualized in my mind when it said that was that AWP shot he landed on Long. You know, when he was on like 19 HP and he just comes around, bang, like straight away to the head. That was an outrageous shot.
It's almost like just a random pre-fire, it felt like, but I'm not going to discount the fact that that wasn't random. The guy knew exactly what he's doing. This I like. Trying to mix things up a little bit. Second too late, though. Phelps has already crossed on over, and OC might not be expecting this. He does. Oh, he hits it. He actually hits Phelps. That's nuts. But Sonic is going to be the one who will actually confirm the kill, but not before, but doesn't quite escape. He will be traded, but you were asking how fast this guy is, Vince. Lightning fast.
I think this is also why he doesn't get baited out with those jiggle peaks. Because to us, because we're boomers at this point, we look at it and we're like, wow, he's not... I think his reaction speed is just that fast that he can tell that they're not actually going to peek him. I genuinely think that might be true. His reaction speed is just unbelievably high. Or low in that case, like high percentage, but like obviously very, very low. Guy's nuts.
Ooh, Taco. I don't know what information he had there to just switch to his weapons, but he's able to recuperate in time and finds Marky. That's a B bomb site relinquished by the CTs, and even if Fang finds a kill here, there's a chance. There's a chance. But Barton, we talk about his headshots, and there you have it. Yet another one for the man. 6-1 for GODSENT. Now, the buy is going to be coming in for Extra Salt, but Vince, this is starting to look a little worrying for Extra Salt. Little scary.
They continue to impress me, GODSENT. They really do. I did not see this in their locker. First off, Taco AWPing has been rock solid. Some of the shots he's landed have been really good. They've completely neutralized OC's threat. He's only died 3 times, and they've lost 6 rounds. That tells you how many times he's been just forced out, forced to save, has had 0 impact in those rounds. And now Taco, who's typically going to be one of those like support AWPers, is going in first for the entry. Misses the shot, still decides to push in. Jeez, that is so aggressive. Does cost him his life, but Extra Salt still have to deal with the threat of 3 more players who've decided to turn tail and get the hell out of there. They're headed towards middle.
Yeah, that's a little too much from Taco there, but I can quite understand why he's feeling super comfortable. He made quite a bit of noise towards mid. Fang very much well aware that someone could be just hopping on top of the Xbox anytime right now. 2 players, 3 players lying in mid, Vince, and 1 towards CD spawn. They've completely left the A bomb site open. This guy should work out for them. If they go for this mid to B play, and Phelps, he falls for the little bit of a bait there. Dumao and Barton, they'll reply back. Now, they found a couple of kills. They think the mid is empty, but no, there's JT lying in wait. He finds 2, almost takes on Dumao, who's now left alone in a 1 versus 2, and doesn't expect another player there lying in wait. Marky, he picks it up, and that's just a very important round for Extra Salt to win. They managed to retrieve both the AWPs as well. But that was a bit of a gamble from Extra Salt, right? Like committing so many players towards mid and CD spawn, but it works out for them.
Yeah, I don't want to say that was a throwaway round for GODSENT, but it did feel like that was their experimental phase. You know, you had Taco with that early B peak, decides to push in with the AWP, which is just crazy aggressive. These kind of awkward engagements through middle as well. Right idea from Taco, very nearly connects on the Sonic. But I feel like this is maybe where they slow things down again. They go back to what was working in previous rounds. The systematic control.
Let's see. Oh no, the timing, Vince, the timing couldn't have been worse. If he just held that angle, Taco would have been dead to rights, but he looks away, just checks the right-hand corner. When he peeks back, Taco's waiting to put a bullet straight into his chest. With a man advantage, they're going to be pushing up here towards long. It is going to be Phelps leading the charge, the entry fragger, the entry beast. Smoke's going to be deployed. Sonic, he's got no vision, so he's going to be falling back towards the safety of CD spawn. They're going to have to lose control of the A side, but Sonic does find Phelps, and that's a huge find. Oh. Okay, that is unreasonable. Fang finds Dumao. How are they doing this?
Sonic and shooting through smoke, man. More iconic duo. We saw it happen so many times on Inferno. Taco still alive, still kicking, has control over the bomb. He needs Barton to have impact though from Catwalk. Oh, this timing could be so brutal. Barton with 1, can't quite transition into a second. And that leaves Taco with 30 seconds to try and find a winning combination. Molly is at least going to give him some information that the Gandalf area is clear. Safe plant available. Goes in. Now it's down to the CTs to get a bit more aggressive. Footsteps will be heard. No scope from Taco is on point. We saw him land back-to-back no scopes back on Nuke on ramp, but he's not able to rinse and repeat. However, a kill plus a bomb plant, pretty damn good considering the situation he was in.
I do want to see how Sonic gets the first kill. The second one we saw, which is just stupid. But the first one, all right, they went for the peak. Phelps being a little over-aggressive. The second one is just unfortunate for Lado. A nice attempt from Taco, as you mentioned, Vince, a 1v3 in what was looking like a very uncomfortable spot for him. Getting another kill, getting the bomb down. And still, for Extra Salt, despite winning a couple of rounds back-to-back, despite maintaining this double op setup, their money is still in a very precarious position. That is something GODSENT will be looking to take advantage of. A little bit of early exchange of utility out towards the long. Lado just boosted up on the box. Is not going to be relinquishing control of the long doors halls. What do they do from here? They could try and go for the cat take, leaving Lato by his lonesome. But this mid control from Extra Salt has been pretty solid, all things considered.
Yeah, I think it's where they've reaped the most success so far, by and large. Flash doesn't really bother Taco that much, still peering down middle. Now the smoke is going to be clearing momentarily. Extra Salt will need to be careful not peeking up there. This is where Taco is going to afford you some luxuries on a map like Dust2. He's a very patient, sort of more passive AWPer that will hold angles for the betterment of his team. He doesn't need to be the center of attention. He doesn't need to be the star player. Doesn't have that ego with him. He knows what his role within the team is. And he'll happily just sit there the entire round if you think it's what the team really requires from him. Extra Salt have 3 players on B site still as Catwalk's getting aggressed on. That's a good incendiary. It isolates and divides the T's on their aggression. Flashbangs are decent, but OC's coming back up again. Is he about to get neutralized again? They still have utility. Mollies, flashes, smokes available as they slowly creep their way towards the side boxes. Oh, OC's missed a couple of shots. Oh, he's missed so many shots. These are shots he was landing before. And how much it could impact them come the end of this round. Still alive, however. Still that early pivot point. Still all 10 players surviving on the server. They need these kills quickly, and Fang comes out second best. Barton doubles up real quick. Taco watching from the cross. Marky down to 45, but still connects the headshot. Still hungry to get in amongst the action. Taco, how did that shot miss? Did he tweak just before having the shot there? Did he move? Not entirely sure, but that looked dead on to me. And now Dumao has to try and take this one down by himself. Molotov down onto the site. There are kits. Dumao still alive, gets removed, and there's enough time for the defuse. Oh. Extra Salt take it down.
Marky. That was Marky. Oh, how is he hitting these shots? And I have to agree with you, Vince. The Taco shot there, it looked bang on. It was on his head. I don't know how we missed that. Maybe by, I don't know, like a hair's width, it feels like. Even at the end there, the Molotov burning away the initial diffuser, it came down to the wire. Extra Salt, they cling on the precipice. And somehow, they just managed to be able to just clinch out some of these rounds, which look almost impossible.
I just wonder if he moved slightly before he took the shot. Just messed with the accuracy.
He even
the only
waited.
thing I can think of.
He didn't even just go for an instant shot, right? He waited before the person was smack center of the crosshair. So I'm just, I don't know, Vince. I don't know. It's be a mystery until maybe someone smarter than us takes a look at the demo, perhaps, and let us know. Tweet it at us. Let us know how we missed that shot. Right now, though, Taco is down to a scout, 3 Galils, and an AK. They have invested quite a bit in the utility, though. No see. Narrow little anger, a sliver for him to spot Phelps, but he does find him.
Also heard Taco drop down from his perspective. That necessarily gives him a huge amount of intel. But to be honest, Catwalk is a centerpiece of every T side. You know, there's always going to be players scurrying around in this position. They're setting up for an execute. Smokes with the cross, incendiary, once again put down. 30 seconds to play with, flashes up and over. I think this is a ruse. I think they're looking to try and wrap around, but OC is down there, gets dealt with, and now with the smoke down on the cross, they can look to try and focus their attention on B, where Marky is stood alone. The lone survivor of B side, but not for much longer. Dumao puts the Galil to use and puts Marky to the sword with 5 seconds, bomb successfully planted. Fang ahead of his teammate. JT's trying to scamper his way to help him out here, and they're both healthy, but neither of them possess any utility. It's going to be dry peaks, and Fang goes ahead of his teammate. I think JT will look to try and save this AWP, and so GODSENT will extend their lead one more time to 3 as they move 7-4 to the good.
That was an elaborate ploy coming in from GODSENT. It's incredible how well it worked, right? Oh, OC, he gets a kill in the middle, but then the second one, he doesn't quite find it. It was blinded as well. And then immediate pivot back towards the B side. Just a perfect ruse. And it was all in Marky, Vince. And as you pointed out, like, he had to do everything by his lonesome. But he was getting harassed from the player charging in from mid. He had no eyes towards tunnels. Once he peers around the corner, he finds a bullet in his head. And, oh, okay, here we go. Oh, he moved. He flicked.
Yeah.
Look at that. Oh, there are 2 of them. Oh.
It's like it was a target-rich environment, and he wanted to kill both and shot down the middle. Oh, you hate to see that. Thank you very much for that replay. That's awesome.
what time it is over in Sweden right now. Credit to the crew. They're still delivering.
Yeah, this is their second best of 5 that's gone the distance as well, by the way.
True.
These are some serious esports hours that they're turning out.
This is the 9th map of the day, including a couple of technical issues we had earlier. So, yeah, credit to the DreamHack crew. We couldn't do it without them. As Extra Salt trying to work with around the AWP in the hands of OC. But OC's been tagged down pretty badly, down to 33, Vince. So... can still make it work though. It's an AWP. Just one shot and forget gun. If they do opt to challenge him, which is looking like the play to stack towards A. If they head there, this could be problematic for the side of GODSENT.
OC perched up. Good flashbang. Forces him away from the angle. Bomb still back at spawn. Dumao, ever vigilant. Checking his angles, checking their blind spots for the team, and will reap the benefit as he moves on to his 14th frag of the map thus far. Fang trying to wrap around the back, maybe running into Barton. Definitely heard each other's footsteps, and Barton straight to the head. The headshot machine from Brazil continues to churn out the frags, and alongside it, the round will surely follow. GODSENT will be leading come the second half, whatever happens from this point forward.
These late round pivots from GODSENT have been incredible, Vince. Oh, Taco, scout in hand. From this position, he can be very deadly. JT just got the USP. He's got no head armor. Taco is going to finish it off, and he's going to upgrade to the AWP. There we go. Oh, that's all gone wrong for Extra Salt. They thought they could at least maybe save the AWP for the next round, but Taco will, well, he'll say no. So OC, he does buy it, but he's naked. It's a glass cannon. So the possibility of an aim punch is very much there. 8-4 though. GODSENT back to the winning ways. Extra Salt. How much more do they have in the tank here? Dumao, oh, spots a player out, but the flashbang is... well, he didn't even blind JT, but Dumao cracking open that side. Now they know where OC is, and he's trapped in the corner behind the car. Molotov's going to come charging in. He's got a cross on over. He's got nothing, but a smoke comes in from his teammate. So for the time being, he shall stay alive, and a rotation is taking place as well. And again, GODSENT are going to do the same thing, Vince. Pivot back towards B. Force him to rotate, catch him with a rotation. OC already down to 20 HP, and GODSENT have full control of this round.
Yeah, this is really some exquisite manipulation from GODSENT. They're constantly a step ahead of Extra Salt, forcing them into these errors, forcing them into these advantageous positions for the T's. And sure, you could argue Dust2, often the terrorist side will get the better of it, but the way that GODSENT have been dictating the pace of these rounds, how comfortable that they have seemed, definitely bodes very poorly for Extra Salt. Double smokes on the cross, OC watching over with the AWP. Molly misses, but OC does have a good angle. Gets mollied off. Fantastic utility from GODSENT. Affords them safe passage. Another Molotov now onto the side. They're doing their best to extend this as long as possible, Extra Salt. But now Markey up on the barrels, able to carve a path through the head of Phelps. Will fall, though. And OC is still a little bit worried in case someone's behind him. You can see he's very uncomfortable in this spot. Understandably as well. Still checking tunnels. Still looking for that lurker, which doesn't exist. And now he's going to go ahead and try and save. How many of these rounds have GODSENT just been leaps and bounds ahead of Extra Salt when it comes to decision making?
Just incredible stuff. Just absolutely incredible stuff, right? They drew out the rotation. I love how they didn't get over eager. They knew where they knew exactly where this guy was, OC was, right, towards the car area. They didn't over aggress. They're like, it's fine. You know, backup has arrived. They slow things down. They draw to rotation, and then to pivot back towards A, where it had been evacuated. And as you pointed out, all the utility being expended, everything being used. And despite the fact that Mark is able to get the one kill, well, that's all he finds. There we go. Dumao just opening up that site. And that's the thing, right? They spot OC towards car. They don't continue to face. They toss in the Molotovs. It gets smoked up. That's fine. We'll let you be. We'll just toy with you. And the only win for Extra Salt that round was the fact that they're at least able to save the AWP and the M4. But look at the money still. It still needs to be just a few upgraded pistols, and that is a potential round number 10 for GODSENT.
Taco had just 16 T-side kills in the first 4 maps. I'm not necessarily surprised at that, and it's no knock on Taco, but for the reason that we were talking before, like, he's typically going to be that supportive element. And I think where he typically has his best performances on the CT side, when he can watch an angle, when he can be that passive kind of linchpin player. Do you know what? He kind of reminds me a bit, actually, of when MSL used to AWP for North, when he had IGL and AWP at the same time. He's not going to be the flashiest of AWPers. He's not going to be posting up the crazy stats, but he'll be just chugging along. He'll be doing his job.
I agree. I feel he was a very reliable passive AWPer, right? And like you said, like, while being the in-game leader at the same time. And who can forget the legendary series he had against Astralis and DreamHack Masters in the finals?
Yeah, he got MVP, didn't he, as well?
Yeah.
Of Masters, I want to say. Yeah.
Yeah. While taking down Astralis. How many people took down Astralis at that time, at that period when they were pretty much nigh untouchable, right? So, say what you want about MSL and even his new team, which lasted 2 weeks south. That went south. It kind of writes itself at times, Vince. Kind of writes itself at times.
But I also don't mean any disrespect in that way about Taco MSL. I thought MSL did a really good job. I think he got a lot of unnecessary flack, to be honest.
For sure, for sure. I feel like he is one of the free agents lying around right now, which if you're a team looking to get an IGL or maybe even a coach, he's still very much a very viable pickup. Well, talk about Danish Counter-Strike later on, because this is the Americas, South America, the best, the tournament that is GODSENT against the only team from NA to make it to the playoffs, and it's going to be a fast mid to be hit, and Marquis alone. Oh, and it just has a USP fence. He gets a dink, and the bullet between the eyes. How many headshots has Barton got? I've just been keeping an eye on him, and every kill this guy gets is a headshot.
Elliot, you've been called upon.
Yes, we summon you, Elliot, aka AZ-esque, one of AZ's 4 fans remaining.
GODSENT, another post plant, another successful round. Curious how things will change up when the roles are reversed and Extra Salt get a crack at some more aggressive rounds. JT, oh no. Well, if that doesn't sum up the Dust2 so far, I don't know what will.
They can lose weapons if they want. It doesn't really matter. It's about taking away the AWP from their hands. I'm actually a little surprised Fang didn't push any, Felton pushing any further, trying to take away those 2 guns. But the bodyguards on the side of Extra Salt doing a good job at least keeping the 2 guns in bay. And here we go, Vince. Round number 15. The first half, it has gone pretty alright for Extra Salt. GODSENT getting their double digits. Once more, the double up setup in the hands of Sonic and OC. But if you look at OC's deaths, it's only died 7 times. And it just goes to show how... Look at Taco. He's just having a ball of a time, Vince. He misses a shot. He's like, I could have had it, cracking a smile. They're feeling very comfortable right now.
So apparently Barton has 12 to 13 headshots out of 16, which would equate to what, like 75 to 80% headshot ratio.
Jeez. Scream who? Well,
so he's a bit good at computer games, Blair, is what I've deduced from that one.
Yep, good at clicking on pixels. As speaking of clicking on pixels, Fang and OC finally waking up here. But Barton in the corner. Oh, Vince. He whiffs it. He only finds 1. And I think we jinxed it. But on that note, we're going to be going to what could be the final break of this game, ladies and gentlemen. And we'll be back with the final half.
5 days of North American and South American Counter-Strike culminates in the next half here between Extrasalt and GODSENT. GODSENT lead 10-5 as they move through onto the CT side. And in all honesty, Blair, this could have been more one-sided. I think GODSENT have played this half so very well, but it's a different ball game. Extrasalt getting out aggressively on their T side through long.
Extrasalt, they do always seem to have a plan on the T sides of every map they play, so still not quite safe yet. Oh, GODSENT, despite having the lead, but Dumao finding Sonic is huge. But they're going to be poking towards mid. Phelps is very, very low, leaving that B bomb site only in the hands of one-man Lato. He's not going to be checked, and he's going to find one, but a quick trade in the form of Marky finding his head. A 4 versus 3, but Phelps is the walking wounded. JT is getting all the information. He's going to find one, the second, not the third. Barton finds him, but now down to the 2v2. They've got a kit, but no utility, and his retake, it is very doable, but Dumao, he needs to be instrumental. He needs to find Marky, who's hiding behind the boxes.
OC's watching for this push, though. OC has eyes on this push, but gets a bullet through it instead, leaving Marky on his 40 HP, but he has the Glock. He's put it into position. He could very well clutch this out. Barton's up against him, and of course, Barton takes his head clean off. He has the kit, he has time, and GODSENT will have their 11th.
That tap, Vince, that P2000 tap. Oh, that's gotta be gutting for Extrasalt. They were ready for the push. They weren't ready for the tap. 11-5. A crucial pistol round for GODSENT, and oh, Barton is just nasty. Nasty Barton. Force buy for Extrasalt, though. At least they got the bomb down, so there's a little bit of extra cash to afford them the AK in the hands of Marky and Sonic. A couple of Galils and a Scout, but that has been taken care of as Dumao will decapitate OC, who has been a non-factor so far on this map of Dust2, but not Sonic. He does at least reply back for taking down Barton, but not before he gets dinked down.
I mean, you look at the overall stats in this best of 5. OC plus 40, plus 40 kills to death in this series up until this map. A 1.46 rating. And as you said, he has been completely and utterly neutralized in this game. Meanwhile, though, GODSENT looking to try and turn the screws. Get this round done, move to 12. Bomb dropped in an awkward position. Fang still needs to cross on 7 HP. Stray bullet, he's gone. But he still takes down a leaping Lato before Phelps and Dumao decide they've had enough. And now Extrasalt, well, they have to bite the bullet. They have to save.
Dumao's in 21-7. He's having hell of a time. What do you even do to that, Vince? What do you even do to that? OC's going to be like, yep, well, that's the last I'm going to get killed through the door because the map's going to change the next tournament I play. Dumao looking for more. He's been looking incredible here on Dust2 alongside Barton. Lato and Phelps are on 5 and 6 kills apiece, and they're 12 and 5 up. It's kind of crazy the amount of impact they've had. Oh, the nades as well. The read is so good, Vince. GODSENT, they've just been 10 steps ahead, and Dumao is looking for more with the Scout. Sticks around, very brave of him against the blocks. The P2K is going to be coming out, and he is still going to be going for the duels. That is just ridiculous. He wants the ace. Take it. Oh, Phelps. Come on.
I think that's grounds to just leave Dumao. I don't think anyone would blame you at this point, Chief. You just Jesus. 4 crazy headshots, and he just gets scumbagged away from the ace. Unbelievable.
What an ass.
Right?
But I know it's against just the Glocks, but still, like, just ridiculous stuff from Dumao. It has to be so mentally draining for Extrasalt to have battled so hard, to have come so close, get at the very end on the final deciding map, to be just outplayed, out-aimed, and just dismantled by GODSENT, but we're still not quite out yet, Vince. GODSENT still need to get around number 16, and they did struggle with it a couple of times. Both the teams have, so let's see how this one plays out. I don't know how Mark is still alive. How is he still alive? How did he get 2 kills? What?
That's absurd. He should have been dead about 15 times. He's on 3 HP. And goes in for a third frack.
Bomb has been planted.
That makes no sense in any way. In any way whatsoever. He's looking for more of it. Oh, there we go. Finally. Okay, Lauda puts him down. All right, but what was that?
Yeah, that's just one of those situations. I think if you got sent, you take your hands off the keyboard, you just shrug, you look at each other and say, fair enough. We've still got a massive lead. We're still the favorites to take this map and the entire finals. Just focus on the prize at hand. Yes, Extra Salt have picked up their 6th. But GODSENT is still in such a good position. Because they saved those 2 weapons, they can drop across. They may be lacking an AWP unless Taco wants to go for a glass cannon. But they do have plenty. I mean, this is just crazy that he survives.
Oh my god. That swing on Taco as well. Well, I want to see more of that from Extra Salt. I want to at least put up a fight here. Don't go out with a whimper. They are the defending champions after all, the DreamHack Open. Winning both the 2 previous iterations of the NA side of things. Lato being challenged. They're running in through the flames, taking a lot of damage. Flashbangs out, but Marky is going to continue his reign of terror. Vince looking for the 3rd kill, swapping to the secondary. AWP is blind, but he will recover, but doesn't quite get the kill. Barton replies back, but now it's a 2 versus 3, and Barton's trapped. He's inside of the pit. 2 players are on that A bomb, and JT is actually falling back because the bomb is on JT. They have the side, but they don't have the C4. Oh no!
Dumao pounces instantly, relocates slightly as well, keeps his angles, just needs to stay alive. He knows how important his life is. Second frag goes his way. Fang peeks round, and although he doesn't secure the kill, he tags up Fang for 1 bullet from Barton. Delivers in. Dumao take a bow. That was such a sick passage of play from him.
The fact that he falls back as well, that is genius, right? That is so smart from him. They were like, okay, he must have gone top mid, right? Nope. He's waiting towards lower tunnels, but that first shot, it was just a blinder of a shot, Vince, and that could be the proverbial, one of the proverbial final nails in the coffin of Extra Salt. This buy is everything. They've invested everything they've got into this one, but Taco's managed to push on ahead. Flashbang's out. He's going to find nothing though. Marky and JT cracking open long, and Fang, he doesn't even see Dumao, but he's going to get the kill. That's a call for the save. There's no point going for this. Lato with the MP9 and fell to the M4. Might as well hold on to the next round. In fact, Felt's not going to even get to save his gun, so just the MP9. Next assault, they're going to get a 7 rounds here. And looking at the economic condition of GODSENT, a potential 8 as well.
I think we've also reached that point for Extra Salt where they probably don't want to charge and chase down too much. Their money is far from stabilized at this stage. So it's you know, you've finally got some success. You want to go out there, you want to hunt down Lato, make sure they have no weapons, but you also realize your own vulnerabilities as well. And so Extra Salt, they will just tap out of this one. You got the round. GODSENT still with a 7-round lead. It does mean that the buy into the next round for GODSENT is going to be pretty damn bad. So do they end up going in for a force? I mean, I think the Mao and Phelps will be in pretty grim economy. Let's have a look. Yeah, 1400. This is kind of force territory, honestly. I mean, maybe with a 7-round lead, they decide to play this one a little bit more passively and look for the bigger picture. But a lot of teams at this stage just going for a force, especially if they have an AK that kind of supplies it. Curious what they're going to decide here.
No, I agree with you. When you have 1400, it just makes sense to go for the force, especially with the fact that, you pointed out, 14-7 lead. That's quite a hefty buffer to work with. And there you have it. Deagle's going to be out. Taco buying a lot of utility, but they're not going to go for the full investment, Vince. They're leaving a little bit in the bank, which is interesting. Here we go. GODSENT wasting no time, charging straight up towards A. Everyone's there. All 4 players make the 5 are lying in wait, and Barton
That's
and
the bomb.
Taco grouping up. That's a bomb spotted out. They're going to be tossing in all the utility they have. Sonic and Fang and OC, look at how low they are. 1 shot apiece, and the nade. It's a collateral, 2 kills. It's all gone wrong, Vince. Extra Salt, they just went running straight into the Lion's Den, and now it's a 2 versus 4. JT and Sonic on 20 HP, barely alive, and they're slowly creeping onto him, creeping death in the form of 4 players charging in. Bomb dropped at their feet. JT left alone in a 1 versus 3.
Flash is good. Molotov thrown to counteract. He wants to get his hands on that bomb, but it's actually the molly's just gone on top of the bomb. It doesn't force them away. It just stalls and stagnates him. JT, another smoke down. Has now retrieved the bomb, but gets picked off through the smoke. And you've got to say again, yes, Extra Salt look a little bit sloppy right now, but GODSENT's calls have been so good, Blair. The amount of grenades, the amount of emphasis they had on Catwalk, they were in the minds of Extra Salt. They were 2 steps ahead of them.
Taco's playing some 10-dimensional underwater checkers at this point, while everyone else is playing Counter-Strike. I am a bit curious as to why Extra Salt still went for that full-fledged commit. I know I'm trying to go for a faster play, but, you know, maybe knowing what the economic situation was for GODSENT, just trying to gather a little bit more information before I went for a play would perhaps been the smarter call. But then again, you know, everything's easier in hindsight. Hindsight is also 2020, as the old adage goes. So 15 and 7, Vince. 1 round away. 8 map, match, and championship points for the side of the Brazilians. And what a tournament it's been for Taco and his men. I don't think there were anyone even picked them to be the favorites for this event. So many people said it was going to be potentially Bad News Bears. I thought it was going to be Extra Salt. We had Pain as well. Sometimes even Team 1, a couple of our analysts. But GODSENT, they have delivered and they have impressed.
Oh yes, they really have. And I think this Dust2 has really shown where their strengths lay. And the job's not done just yet. They can't take their eyes off this. Ooh. What a shot by Dumao, even while fully flashed, and he survives, which is such an important part of that. Now the AWP can go down and just be a turret. Make sure that none of Extra Salt pass back out to peek on long side. Alleviate some of the options and angles on the retreat. Flashbang over onto the site. Second one's now been used. Now they start to spring into action. Phelps removes the head of JT. Dumao up, misses his spray, and gets punished. And maybe we're not done just yet. Extra Salt hold on for dear life and reset GODSENT's economy in the process.
A bit of a whiff. A bit of a whiff on the player right next to Gandalf, but good recovery from Extra Salt. Looked like the retake was going to be on point for GODSENT, but yeah, they have reset. And looking at a couple of players' economy, yeah, with Barton and Lato around the $1,500 mark. Yeah, I was thinking it was going to be another force buy, but no, it's going to be just the USPs. But they have nades again, Vincent. I'm scared. And so should Extra Salt be. They slow it down, though. No fast rushes towards short this time around. And they've gone for the same stack again. A little bit of a different setup altogether, but all waiting for anyone pure towards short. If they win the game in this fashion, I really wouldn't know what to say.
Yeah, that would be quite the gut punch for Extra Salt, honestly. And the thing is, they still have 3 grenades. They haven't desperately tossed these out. They've maintained their utility. So this is still on the cards. Barton is scouting.
Oh,
he's
no.
one of the players that doesn't have a nade. He wants to get the early intel. Here come the grenades. Fired in. A lot of damage. Not quite enough to outright frag anybody. And so GODSENT won't be getting success. But man, I love that idea. Barton's like the safety net. He's like the early warning bell. As soon as he spots someone, right, go on, guys. Pull the pins. Let's do this. And Fang and OC just about survive with their life.
This is something I've been preaching to a lot of, well, just basically preaching out in the air, but preaching to a lot of tier 2, tier 3 teams, especially in some of the more unknown regions. You're talking about like tier 3 regions in Asia, for example, or even in Europe, and even NA at times, would be how when you're on a full eco or just have very light pistols, instead of playing defaults, which you actually shockingly see quite often, try and go for a bit of a gamble stack. Try and go for these sort of cheeky plays where you have a bunch of nade stacks. You're not investing too much, and you are really increasing the odds of you potentially, if not winning the round, at the very least trying to deal quite a bit of damage. But I've seen so many times, shockingly, even known teams, even very well-known teams, just going for these default setups and holds when you have by far the inferior weaponry. So I really do enjoy the way GODSENT approach some of these eco rounds. And once again, it's not enough money for a full-fledged buy, so I wouldn't be surprised to see yet another utility purchase and maybe a couple of P250s being upgraded as well. There we go. No nades this time around. But a kit from Taco, that's interesting. That's interesting.
Do you reckon we're going to see some ninja shenanigans, perhaps?
That would break them. That would break NA.
Phelps and Barton have been sent packing early on, but Taco is still alive with his kit, albeit trying to skate around middle. Plateau behind the smoke with his P250. Realistically, though, Extra Salt will be moving to 10 rounds. Just a matter of when, not if. Ensure, though, that they make use of their utility, not allowing any of these corners to go unchecked. Taco splattered instantly, and Extra Salt do hit their double digits, so it's not going to be a complete and utter closed case here, with GODSENT running away with it with a massive landslide victory, but at least making it a little bit more competitive.
Oh, dangerous game there being played by Lato. A fast mid to B play. This could actually work out for them. There's only one defender, but it is Lato playing outside. Now he's going to be moving inside towards the B side, and Taco, knowing that it is going to be the B hit, rotating in from a safer route through CD spawn. But that one smoke from Lato is going to keep them at bay. They have control of, they've relinquished control of mid though, but as I say that, Demao is making his way slowly towards CD spawn. They don't really have much information to play off of, do GODSENT. And for Extra Salt, everyone waiting towards this mid-lower tunnels area. If GODSENT poke and prod towards long, they're going to have all the information they need, but they don't have to yet. And first, they have to contend with the man himself, Demao, holding mid with an AWP. The flash will be dodged, but he hasn't seen anyone yet.
Narrowest of angles for Demao to try and pivot off, shoots down the middle of the double doors. Nobody connects onto that shot. Oh, the grenade has just shredded JT and Marquis. And they're in that corridor of uncertainty here as well, Blair, where quite often a random incendiary or HE will be tossed into this kind of a position. So they must feel very uncomfortable being here. They at least have a player, though, pushing through in middle. Demao's been flashed. Molotov will force him out of position. Flashes are so good. This utility's on point. Fang trades 1 for 1. Demao now clearing out the cobwebs of the flashbang. Can start to come back in, but JT removes him. Removes his head, and in doing so, removes the last defender of A.
That is huge from Taco, though, getting the kill onto JT, equalizing things. Still paranoid. The potential of a lure coming in from long. They have to commit, though. Molotov a second too late, but Phelps will be found. Taco with a quick trade. Marky replies back, and now Lato. 1 versus 2. Very winnable. And that nade should find Marky, right? It doesn't. Yes, it does. But is he still going for it? Doesn't have a kit. And decides it's really not worth it. The op will be retrieved by Sonic. They're clinging on, Vince. Extra Salt up. Their fingertips are bloodied, battered, and bruised. But they do still hang on. 10, 11 rounds for the North American side, and they need 4 more. 4 more. Not to get the win, but it takes to OT, and from then on, it's a whole different ball game altogether.
$16-6, 16-8, 19-17, and 16-14 have been the previous results of our best of 5. Demao is younger than the classic Christmas film Elf. Jesus. I remember that coming out. That's the one with Will Ferrell, right?
Will Ferrell, yeah.
Oh
God,
no.
I think I was in college when that came. School? College? High school? I don't know, but it was... God, we were old, Vince. Thanks, Elliot. That's what I wanted to know at 9:40 a.m. in the morning after having casted 7 hours straight of Counter-Strike, that I'm old.
Yeah, Elf came out in 2003 apparently, so
Okay, I was still in high school, still wasn't in college. Whew. All right, crossover. Ooh, I like that double peek, but OC able to dodge the bullets from the scouts. This is a light investment from GODSENT. Trying to work around that M4. But we've seen much worse buys from GODSENT find success. Extra Salt are going to be cognizant of that. Great opening from Fang to find Taco, but Phelps does reply back. The clinical shot with the Deagle. They're looking for more. They're going to be facing here, but Fang able to get the kill. Phelps replies back in turn, and they continue to press ahead. Lato completely unaware that JT has walked into the B bomb site, and he will be... thought he'd be executed there, but he will stay alive for a couple of seconds, but it should be unwinnable.
concerning aspect here for Extra Salt is 2 of their players were tagged from the scouts. They're both down at 30 HP. That's no way of Lato necessarily knowing this, but that is definitely a concern. However, playing Ring Around the Rosie, 45 seconds left, allows him to clear out some of these angles. There is a way back into this round for Lato. That is the terrifying prospect for Extra Salt. But I think now that he's not connected any of those shots through the smoke and finished off one of the low players, he's okay to pull the plug and save the M4. Again, it's not about his individual accolades or highlights that he can pull off. It's about the team. He has to play the percentages, and saving the AK is worth way more to his team than potentially picking up a frag of his own. The economy of Extra Salt is solidified. They're going to be good to buy pretty much for the rest of regulation if it goes the distance, whatever happens here. So it's really not worthwhile. GODSENT just need to hold on to any little addition it can possibly get their hands on. And Extra Salt know it. They're on the hunt, on the prowl, want to get Lato as fast as possible. He would have heard the flash come out from long. He's being pressured down from Sonic, who's checking down in the ramp. And Lato will survive. Good news for GODSENT. They still have 3 championship points to go.
But one round at a time, Vince. It is slowly, but surely, starting to get a little worrying if you're a GODSENT fan. And they would be looking to close it out here. This has been one of the better buys we've seen coming out from GODSENT. It feels like the majority of the past 5 or 6 rounds have just been some half buys or full ecos, right? I remember maybe 1 or 2 buy rounds. That's about it. So this is, for the first time in a very long time, the full investment coming in for GODSENT. The only thing missing in their kit is the kitchen sink. Lato duking it out. Bit of a wild spray, but he finds JT. Very low in health. He's alone. The B bomb set is going to be bombarded by the remaining members of the T's charging out. But Phelps standing in the flames. He whiffs the shot, and he will be punished. Lato trying to deal a bit of damage as well, but he is worried considering he's on 19 HP. Whether it's really worth extending his stay outside here. The nade is going to find him. And if I'm GODSENT, I go for the save, Vince. I go for the save right now.
They agree. They are out of there. And I mean, realistically, Phelps needs to do better in that position. He had the shot. Yes, he was in the flames, but that was a fairly straightforward shot. It feels like he's really been off the boil these last couple of maps. And for a player of his caliber, expect him to be up there with the Dumaus and the Bartins of the team. Maybe if he can step up that level, he could be the missing piece of the jigsaw. The GODSENT to get across the line, but you know, you're saying before that maybe it was getting a little bit scary. Oh, the GODSENT are in full panic mode at this stage. Think of the vast lead they had at one point. How far ahead they were. To what, 7, 8 match points? Now it's 2.
Yeah. Yep. It was 14 and 7 at one point, Vince. Oh.
I'm a little bit surprised, Blair, they have not called a timeout here. I've got to be honest.
True. I also want to just go for a traditional hold. Oh, they are so rich. They are so very rich. Lato down 40. I just feel like Lato has too many responsibilities, and nothing against Lat. It's just super hard if you have to take care of mid as well as the B bomb site. Instead, I feel like if they can just keep Phelps towards B, keep Lato towards mid, play with another teammate, and maybe go for the A bomb site retake, I think that's very viable. Dumao, he's been kind of quiet the past few seconds. He somehow lands a shot onto Fang, despite being blinded. Great timing on that shot. And with that, extra salt, they might have second thoughts about going for this mid to B play. Oh, Phelps is being adventurous. Vince, I think he spots a player out. Another tag, but still no confirmed kills for the Brazilians.
I think he'll suspect that he did tag the player, but it's not guaranteed, and it doesn't necessarily help them a great deal. That information's not the most prescient info they'd be looking for. They want frags. They want to satiate that bloodlust. Dumao with the secondary AWP over towards the car as the smoke starts to come in. Taco, quick rotation, flash up and over from Dumao. 121 ADR will be hoping to add to that mark, and a flick misses the mark. That could have been a huge moment for GODSENT. Now 25 seconds, bomb will successfully get planted. There's a myriad of mollies encircling the site, and Taco does take quite a bit of damage as the molly extends. In the last couple of moments, tags him down to 52. He's going in first, head removed by Sonic. What a shot that is. And Marky follows up. It's just gone horribly wrong for GODSENT. They went from not being able to miss a single shot to not be able to buy a kill at this stage. And Lato sprays in for 2. It doesn't really matter. They're exit frags.
All the rounds, all the maps, all the games, Vince. We're going the full frigging distance. And GODSENT, you asked for them to call for a tactical timeout, and they waited for round number 30 before they go for it. Money isn't great, at least for Taco. The rest of them, sure, the rifles can come out, but they have really wanted to go for this double op setup, which is looking a little unlikely here. In the second professional series Barton ever played, he went 81 and 39 with 45 headshots. He's not bad.
Yeah, the guy's just been consistently balling today. Every single map, even the ones that GODSENT have conceded, feels like Barton's always had his moments. He did have a few quiet moments on Inferno, I think that has to be mentioned, but as the auto sniper rattling off in the distance for the cross. That's one thing I'm definitely not going to miss once those changes come in. And Taco has his kneecap blown out from underneath him. He's down to 6 HP already.
Marky falls though. Dumao, that's an opening. But OC replying back to Phelps. Sonic finds Dumao as well. Taco with the scout towards mid on 6 HP. Despite hobbling along with his shattered kneecap, he still gets the headshot. Now the 3 versus 3. Advantage for the side of Extra Salt though, because they do have the 3 players very healthy indeed. But a bit of a lull in the action, Vince. Silence before the storm. Where are they going to be pivoting towards? We have Barton on that A site. Lato going to be the rotator, playing towards CD spawn, towards mid. He's going to be the one who's going to be bolstering whichever bomb side GODSENT's going to be heading towards. Sorry, Extra Salt's going to be heading towards. And if you look at Taco's position, he is the sole defender on the B site on 6 HP and a scout.
Yeah, this feels like a bit of a gamble play from GODSENT. They've typically been so good at reading Extra Salt. This last 5-10 minutes has eluded them. Extra Salt have made the tweaks. They've made the little alterations that have been required to get them some success. And now, with 25 seconds, they're hoping and praying that A site will allow them safe passage to overtime. Barton caught in 2 minds. As he flashed, does he stay? He's burning alive. Barton, pull the smoke out, man! He just died almost 100-0 for Molotov. And suddenly GODSENT are in a player deficit out of nowhere. He just never seemed comfortable. Lato needs to go above and beyond, and instead he just gets eviscerated by Fang. And Taco with his 8 HP runs into the gauntlet of OC. We head to overtime, ladies and gents. Stay tuned. You don't want to miss this conclusion.
what's coming next. I'm on my feet and here I stand. I had a hunch and no one cares. I have a body in my head just pulled down. Heaven for myself. In front of you, I look into your eyes and I know you hesitate. You don't know if it's fake or true. I'll be blue for you. I don't think that I should. No more regrets. I'm gonna do my best. Blue for you. I don't think that I should. No more regrets. I'm gonna do my best. Blue for you. I don't think that I should. No more regrets. I'm gonna do my best. Blue for you. I don't think that I should. No more regrets. I'm gonna do my best. Take me where I know, where the flowers don't grow. Let's take our chances before we get old. In front of you, I look into your eyes and I know you hesitate. You don't know if it's fake or true. I'll be blue for you. I don't think that I should. No more regrets. I'm gonna do my best. Blue for you. I don't think that I should. No more regrets. I'm gonna do my best. Blue for you. I don't think that I should. No more regrets. I'm gonna do my best. Blue for you. I don't think that I should. No more regrets. I'm gonna do my best.
$15-7 to overtime. GODSENT have let this map slip through their fingers, but all the credit to Extra Salt for having the tenacity, the resilience, and the fortitude to battle back against all of the odds. And now they have a golden opportunity, Blair, to actually defend their title.
The mental resilience from Extra Salt to come back into this game is just insane, Vince. But at the same time, there's just a capitulation from GODSENT. 15-7. 8 map match and tournament points. Had 8 opportunities to close it out, and it just couldn't. And you can see the nerves coming out as well. Red Barton earlier there. Oh, JD's even gonna take down Lado with the auto sniper. Phelps does reply back, rattling off a number of shots, and Extra Salt, man advantage. You're like, yeah, screw it. We're not just going to commit, just immediately going to be pivoting back towards the A side because of the fact that Marky is going to be holding towards T-spawn, looking for any aggression from the CTs. They have the information to work with. Cross on over before Phelps spots anyone out. The question is, are they aware of the fact that GODSENT haven't budged yet and it's a double up setup in play?
Time starting to dwindle away. Taco needs to connect one of these shots. Oh, and it's Marky that's so fast on the trigger. It's not that Taco necessarily reacted late there. It's just Marky was so crazy fast. And now Phelps, stuck in amongst flashes and smokes, is choked out, snuffed out by Marky, who may fall down, but he has done his job in this round. That entry to kick things off was stellar. And now Extra Salt actually lead for what I think is the first time in this entire map, or at least since like the pistol round.
I can check that for you. Give me a sec. It is the first time in this entire map that Extra Salt have had a lead. You are correct.
What a time to bust this out as well, Blair.
It was 6-1 for GODSENT to start things off, and then 6-1, and then 15-7. It's just pure nastiness from Extra Salt, and they're just asphyxiating GODSENT. It's like a pillow on their face. There's nothing they can do. I don't think they're even enjoying it either, Vince. Dumao, 29 kills, but it feels like he's been stuck on that number, or like 28, the 27, 28 mark for seemingly forever.
No, that's a really good point. I think it's safe to say that the GODSENT is stalled. You know, maybe even going in reverse at this stage. A lot of grenade damage, though. Marky still bounces back with a headshot. Long control being established. Marky's been excellent on Dust2. It has to be said. The amount of entries and impact that he has had has been astronomical. Has really catapulted Extra Salt into that next level. Barton, mollied off, getting aggressive. Stuck between the boxes, still capitalizes though, and suddenly there's a flurry of frags in favor of the Brazilians. Make it another one as Dumao doubles up, and JT maybe misses his chance at glory. Whether it's from the long side or the AWP up close, he will be going down momentarily on 20 HP. Gets found by Dumao, who gets his third in the round, and also moves up to 32 frags, and we're all even again.
Took them 10 rounds to get the first round on board, Vince, for GODSENT. Like, talk about them being stalled. Yeah, the tires had come off, the engine just completely falling apart, but signs of life. Bit of a flip on the hot monitor. GODSENT showing that they're not quite completely done yet. Getting tied up means whoever wins this round will indeed have a great opportunity. And imagine for Extra Salt to get a 17 rounds, Vince, after they've been trailing the entire map. That would be such a massive morale boost for them. Oh, I don't think they're expecting this. Sonic, he hears them. He's got information. He's like, yep, they're pushing him towards low tunnels. They've cleared it out. They're going to be stacking towards A. That's a huge amount of information being gleaned by Sonic. And with that, we only have one defender on the B side. It's 12th. And just with that one footstep being heard by them, they're all going to be pivoting back towards the B bomb site. They still have two players that are trying to sell the fake.
Down. One plays one. It's the battle of the AWPers. OC up against Taco. OC has the advantage of being incognito. He has the stealthy approach. He could be in one of multiple angles, and Taco has no clue. Taco, additionally, has switched from the AWP to the AK-47, and OC has his position locked down. He misses that shot. How is that missed? And now OC goes in too aggressively and gets punished. Taco may have enough time. It's going to be so close, but he gets the defuse, and GODSENT will lead. 17-16. These are shots that OC was getting in his sleep earlier in this best of 5.
I feel like he's fallen asleep, Vince. I cannot believe OC missed. What? He doesn't miss those. OC does not miss those, but that is just... Oh, what a kick in the nuts. After having fought back, taking us to OT, winning 8 in a row, to go into the second half of OT, trailing by 1. And the CD side is where they've had a massive amount of problem, but Sonic's going to open things up. AWP to find Taco is trying to be a bit of a nuisance with the auto sniper. They've taken quite a bit of damage, Vince. Sonic and Marky, both at 26 and 34 HP respectively. GODSENT, what did it do with this? Looking at least the presence of these players, they are looking to head towards go for this mid to B play. Fang tossing in a nade, going to deal quite a bit of damage. And Sonic now taking matters into his own hands, but Dumao is going to pounce onto him. There's still another player on the B side, it's Marky, and they know this is where he likes to play, but the swing comes in and Dumao comes alive in overtime. It's a 3 versus 3. Bomb will be planted, but for the CTs, they have a lot of utility to work with, so this retake is very much within the realms of possibility.
It seems like Dumao had his alarm clock set to OT, and now he is wide awake. He's been excellent in these overtime rounds. Just when GODSENT needed something special, he is delivering. This round's not done just yet, though. Time is scarce. The fuse is ticking. Flashbang connects, but so does Lato with a quickfire double. And although JT tries to explode out onto the site, he's sent packing by Barton's AK-47. And it just goes to show that as good as so many of these players are on the server, the pressure is on.
They have... Oh my lord, the timing on that. If OC had peaked a little earlier, Vince, Latte was dead. Was so dead. But now, once again, Marky taking so much damage. 18 to 16. GODSENT once more have 2 more map points to work with. They have had now, Vince, in total 10 map match and tournament points.
That's a very good point. They've been unable to capitalize on any of those. Let's see if they can get past that finish line. A real chance at qualification for the Pro League Conference in Season 15. Money and Pro League Tour points. And also to take the crown away from Extra Assault, who desperately want to defend it. Sonic, peeking up, doesn't see the angle. Things getting very tense indeed. Run boosting in just to make sure they bypass any of these close angles, realizing that Catwalk is by and large vacated. GODSENT starting to take system out of control. They still need to dogpile their way out of long though before they can reasonably get onto the A side. There are 3 players here for Extra Salt to try and fend them away, and now they're changing it up, headed towards middle. Gonna have a split attack perhaps, but if they don't smoke off CT, it's gonna be to their fall, their detriment, and then Phelps decides to peek in a bit prematurely. OC deals with him, Marky gets out, double spray, double headshot, and gives Extra Salt yet another lifeline. But the remaining T's are starting to spill out onto the site. Sonic misses his shot, but will make the call. 15 seconds to go. Dumao, big headshot, comes through with 2, but there are Extra Salt in numbers. JT, Fang, and OC survive, and that's another series point that goes begging for the Brazilians.
You were so right there, Vince. Like, they needed to peak after, they needed to cross rather, right after the smoke plume, but no, they were a millisecond too early. But credit where it's due. Marky, what a play. What a play. Flashing up high, decides he doesn't want to be pincered on the B bomb side, takes the fight outside double doors, finds 2 kills, and I love how his teammate also peeked alongside him. And just great work overall. $10-1 in opening deals in regulation. That is just insane from Dumao. That's actually a nutty stat. And here we find themselves in OT. The fact that we're even in overtime, it's... You can't script this. This is just unreal. But 10th map point for GODSENT. Are they going to squander this again, Vince? Or will they close it out? Or can Extra Assault, do they still have it in them to take us to another overtime? That's the big question here. OC gets spotted out. The boost getting countered by the boost off GODSENT with lower tunnels. They have the right read there. Once more Taco with the AWP. This is a much faster play, Vince. This is way early, and Sonic's being a hero is going to find Barton. Smoke's going to bloom now. Is going to come charging out. No, he doesn't have to, because Marky, yes, he will. Sonic runs out of the smoke, finds another kill, and yes, they have lost the B bomb side, but it is a 5 versus 2.
Blair, that was a shocking smoke. They tried to throw the smoke onto CT, and they whiffed it, and then they got wide swung. Phelps just bounced the smoke off the wall. You're seeing so many errors kind of like just creep in, but the game's been just going on for so long. The mental fatigue must be slipping in. The pressure is being applied. These players have given this game everything that they have. And this is really where the mental fortitude comes to the forefront. Dumao tries to spray in, gets one alongside Taco, but Taco is stuck in such an awkward position. There was a Molotov, there was gunfire, and there's going to be a second OT.
Counter-terrorists win.
how much do they still have inside of them? I'm honestly in awe, Vince. I mean, it's easy for us to talk about it. Like, we're like, yeah, we've been casting for about 7.5 hours right now, but they've been playing with, you know, and it's been such a up and down, a roller coaster of a ride, right? The first two maps, like, I barely remember Ancient and Nuke. The only thing I remember is it was very one-sided. Then we had the Vertigo Marathon. Then we saw Inferno, a massive comeback, but just fell short at the very last minute. And then we have this, going to double OT on a final decider map in the final DreamHack Open North America, probably ever. Extra Salted defending champions, back-to-back defending champions. The two-time DreamHack Open NA winners for 2021. And GODSENT, the challengers to the throne. As you said it earlier, they're battling for not just the money, it's also the spot for the EPL challenge, the EPL conference. You're also battling it out for the glory of being crowned the champion as well. And of course, a sweet, sweet EPT point. So, still a lot on the line. Comes down to this. Second OT. Dumao holding a close angle. If Sonic pushes up any further, his barrel's going to be spotted out first, and he's going to be dead to rights, and he is feeling adventurous, Vince. Dumao unaware now, but he could easily find a couple of kills. It's all about the timing. A very close angle. He finds one. He is very aware there must be a second player nearby, or else Marky wouldn't just be walking in alone. He's going to go for a little bit of a jiggle peek, but patience is going to work out for Sonic. He finds Dumao. OC and Fang are going to chime in as well, and it's all on the final member standing, Lato. And unfortunately, he's going to be walking in to the waiting arms of Sonic, who will land the tag, but doesn't quite get the kill. But doesn't matter, because OC's there to pick up the pieces.
Extra Salt edge into the lead again. Just as the first overtime started off, they did take the first round. And then GODSENT battled back to finish it off. But some excellent opportunistic moves. Dumao getting the opening pick in the tunnels. Just very patient play with about 35 seconds left. But couldn't double up. And that really did feel like a really important swing moment in the round. If Dumao gets both of them, B-site is open for business. So an excellent hold, all things considered. Sonic getting aggressive, different angle. Haven't seen this too much. We haven't really seen many CT rounds where they get aggressive in middle early on and try and wrap round. Now, Sonic with the AWP isn't likely to do that. But this also has a sell-by date as a position. He can't stay here forever, but he still connects the shot. And does he survive as well? Oh, that's so audacious. The frag into the survive play, but there's Phelps. Makes amends, gets some revenge for his fallen teammate of Taco.
They needed a trade. They really desperately needed a trade, and Sonic, right play perhaps would have been to play from the ledge or maybe drop one down towards CD spawn, but he sticks around. He could hear the footsteps. It's like maybe he can take the fight with Phelps. Good trade. Even Stevens once more. All four players gathered together. This is going to be the hit. And OC, time for him to shine once again, Vince.
He's had many an opportunity to shine bright in Dust2 with varying results. He has been phenomenal throughout this tournament, don't get me wrong. He's had landed many good shots, but he's had opportunities to put this to bed as well. So which side of OC, which side of the Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde do we see in this round? He has every opportunity to have big impact again. 3 players, all situated on catwalk, with the fourth being a low Dumao, 16 HP, trying to rummage around the back, and this timing could be so huge. Decides to snatch at the opportunity, doesn't want to be playing anything too fancy. Just get the kills where you can. JT on the cross, runs into Phelps. And very much like the first overtime, Extra Salt claimed first blood, and GODSENT bounced right back.
These late long flanks have been so big for the side of GODSENT. I don't even know how they managed to time it right. Once more we go, Vince. Sonic taking so much damage crossing on over. Meanwhile, Taco blinded, but the timing on that could not have been any better. Fang down for the count. Sonic down at 37 points of health. The lone sole defender on that B bomb site. And OC towards short. a lot of room, a lot of space for GODSENT to work with if they do want to claim it. Osi was waiting for that very boost a few seconds back, Vince. The timing is just not working out for Extra Salt at all this round.
Yeah, it starts to feel like we're getting into that scrappy territory where most of the tactics have been depleted. Just going in, making those snap decisions and calls, which, to be fair, GODSENT have probably been better at overall the duration of this best of 5. But this is where the mental fatigue really sets in. It's so impressive the players are able to focus at this level after so many hours of gameplay, so many OTs, so many rounds of Counter-Strike. And they're still out here landing crazy shots. Dumao on the cross. GODSENT looking to make the most of their advantage. It seems the final destination will be the A side. JT had the opportunity to put 2 players to bed and comes back out. Oh, that third kill is sublime. Drops the bomb down. 22 seconds. Suddenly pivots into a 2-on-3 against GODSENT, and that grenade doesn't quite do the damage I was anticipating, but does slow them down. They have to hit A. They do not have the time to double back and go B any longer, but Dumao comes in with a headshot, and that actually opens up the plant. They're going to get this in time. This 2-on-2 is now workable. Taco decides better of helping his teammate out to go down catwalk instead. The flashbang affects him much more than the CTs, but Dumao is still connecting headshots, still digging GODSENT out of these ditches that they've been put in time after time. And Taco is providing Overwatch, and now he will be called upon to close this out. But Sonic from downtown takes the kill and takes the round.
Bomb has been defused.
How in God's name does he find Dumao? How does he hit Dumao? I need a replay from his POV, because that was... Oh my lord, Sonic. Oh, and Taco up close, Vince. He had no idea his shoulder could be seen, the right eye peak, especially from that far away from the angle. What a play from Sonic. What an absolutely just nutty clutch coming out from him. And now it's Extra Salt's turn to just tap away with the auto snipers towards mid. Unfortunately for them, they're not going to land a single shot until the players have crossed on over towards the B side. Phelps coming under fire. He's going to find the first flash. It's just barrage of flashes and nades coming in, and he is burning alive. But look at the amount of damage being dealt by the utility and the AWPs. They are just walking into a trap, and Fang is left alone in a 1 versus 4. He finds 2, but the nade will eventually put him 6 feet under. We're tied up once more.
Man, this is just 2 warriors duking it out in the center of the Coliseum right now. Unrelenting, unflinching. It may not be the prettiest of Counter-Strike, but my god, is it entertaining. We have 3 AWPs for GODSENT. 41st round, why not bust out the 3 AWPs? And it's worked out for Extra Salt. They get the opening pick as Sonic eviscerates Taco on long. And the bomb is still back at T-spawn. They're not going to push fully behind this. Will GODSENT blink first in this game of chicken? Sonic comes out long. There's Phelps. Secondary AWP. Put down range. Evens the odds once more.
Oh boy. Oh boy. JT barely alive. There's a no-scope battle at Phelps. What is this? That's a bomb down at his feet as well. USP comes out, but Dumao is going to find JT on the cross, and Dumao with a second of his own. GODSENT once more, Vince, to get to map match and tournament point. They're 11th so far off this map. Can they finally close it out, or are Extra Salt going to drag us to OT number 3? What was that from Phelps, though? It just completely dismantles the man. And here we go again, Vince. Here we go again.
Dumao is playing some of his best Counter-Strike in the 5th map of a grand finals. Multiple OTs, and Dumao is putting on a clinic. OC, though, big impact opening frag. Will it be yet another championship point that gets away from GODSENT? Extra Salt are still in with a chance to take us to OT3. In the meanwhile, though, Extra Salt need to make the most of this advantage. Yes, they've lost Phelps early on, but good positions by GODSENT, keeping one player over on B, as has been the consistent theme. And this means that their A defense is more bolstered than before. And it looks as though Extra Salt will be walking into the stacked site. Do they walk in blindly, though? Do they have any scouting information? They're all clumped up together, Blair. This looks like it's going to be a ride or die situation for Extra Salt. They're going to throw in the smoke for the cross, try and bait this one out. But Taco has such a huge task ahead of him. Grenades coming in, incendiaries, mollies being traded back and forth, and Dumao lines them up. 3 kills for Dumao, trying to go over the liquid fire, trying to stay alive. The bomb spilled out here. They need a hero, Extra Salt, and OC is flashed time after time, connecting nothing. This could be the beginning of the end, but OC flicks across to Dumao, takes out the heavy hitter. The 3 kills is put to an end. And Taco is trying to get his team ahead, trying to get his team across the finish line. OC gets aggressive, plays to his left, plays to his right, and down he will fall. Finally, GODSENT get it done.
I'm still trying to wrap my head around what we just witnessed here, Vince. Over 7.5 hours of Counter-Strike, and you can see how much it means to them. Oh, OC, I do shed a tear for you. Like, he gave it everything, Vince, but in the end, it was not to be. What a monumental comeback on Dust2 there. But GODSENT, somehow, Dumao, he provides the Heimlich maneuver for his team. They won't choke it. They're going to get the win. They are going to break the streak of DreamHack Open wins as well from Extra Salt, and they are indeed the deserved champions.